guys, and welcome to my review of Haikyuu 213 Ball Boy Level 1. And in this chapter we focused once again on Hinata, even though last time I did say that I wanted it to focus on Kageyama, but we didn't, so we got another chapter of Hinata, but it was really good. We get to see Hinata kind of putting a kind of plan into works. So he tries out the, what's called the split step, to where he is supposed to reinforce his reacting time, but we also see that he kind of fails at first because he can't really get the timing down, which is of course realistic because it's the first time he's trying this. But he gets really into being this ball boy because he figures out that in his position as a ball boy he has the what can you call it, the advantage of being able to observe everything, and he's allowed to like stand on court to grab the ball. So if he can predict the trajectory of the spikes or whatever is coming towards him, through seeing how the spiker is doing, where the blockers are, and how well the setter set the ball, he can accurately get to the balls. Which is kind of the task he sets for himself. He wants to catch the balls before they hit the ground, which of course is really hard, and if this was a match, this would be what you would be doing to receive the ball, which Hinata's really bad at. So this training is really good for him. We see him both fail and succeed a couple times, but it's nothing big, he's just practicing. And we have that a lot in this chapter, and we also have people thinking that he's way too into being the ball boy because he's doing both free practice and in the second day of, or the third day it is, of the training camp, he's just like, let me be a ball boy, I will do really well. And they're just like, isn't he just a little bit too into this, just a tiny bit. But of course Hinata has a plan with all of this. Hinata also starts thinking about what he's eating and how he's not preserving energy, how he's building muscle and all of those things that Ukai Sensei, their coach, has told them to do even since the beginning. And it's funny how he also wonders about Tsukishima because in his mind Tsukishima always has leftovers whenever people aren't telling him to eat, probably. So, but that's kind of what spurs him into thinking, I should probably eat something good. So he calls his coach and he gets some tips on how to eat and how his body needs the different kinds of like sugar and protein and something to just energize him, and something with amino acid or something. I probably got that wrong, but you know, sports things. The coach of the Shiratorizawa team is also he's being really hard on Hinata, as he's been throughout all these chapters, because of course Hinata wasn't invited, so he shouldn't be able to get all the things that the people were invited get. So he's not allowed to stay over, he's not allowed to eat with them, he's supposed to go home every day, even though it's like 1.5 or 2 hour journey home or something. So yeah, he's saying that Hinata, you can't stay here because you weren't invited. And Ushiwaka even also agrees with him. He's like, well, it's kind of his challenge now that he came here to this training camp uninvited, and the fact that he's not allowed to sleep here, even though we have loads of places where he could sleep and loads of food which he could eat, he shouldn't stay here because of course he wasn't invited. So we see Hinata struggling through a lot of these things, but I think he'll probably use this to his advantage, that he'll probably like either bike all the way to Shiratorizawa or do some kind of do something so that the journey won't be in vain. We also have this little shot which, first when I read it, I was really confused as to why this was in there because it took up half a page. But we have like Hinata with a new toothbrush, and he's like, well, like I have to use you later, and then we just see him like running away or putting it back in his bag. And at first I was like, why the hell did he just use half a page on a goddamn toothbrush? But I think it might be foreshadowing that the coach might let him stay for 1 or 2 nights, just because. I said this in 1 or 2 chapters ago, that the coach said that Hinata would never be able to, play or do something. He was like, I'll never allow him to be on court or something, or participate in training camp. And I said, well, now that he said that, Hinata will probably be allowed to participate in the training camp, because you don't say that and then not allow the main character to participate. So I think this might be just another hint that the coach might go back on his words. But I mean, I could be wrong. I was wrong about where this chapter was going, so... this time I won't be saying that Kageyama will be the focus of the next chapter, which then again might be wrong, but I think we might be just focusing on Hinata in the next chapter too, where we'll see how he has prepared for the, not the third day, because we saw a little bit of it, but we'll get to see more of it. We see a little bit of the third day where he accurately predicts where one of the balls goes, and he gives the balls to one of the other guys who's there, and he receives a ball to his actual balls, and that was really funny. But it ended on a really good note, and I think we might be seeing more of Hinata next week. Though I would really love to focus on Kageyama, because I'm really interested in seeing the little dude that Kageyama got interested in. But yeah, that was kind of what I had to say about this chapter. If you liked anything that I had to say, please leave a thumbs up and leave in the comments below what you thought of the chapter and how you think that Hinata's progress is going and what you think will happen in the next chapter. And subscribe to me if you want to see more of me. I also do reviews of One Piece and Shingeki no Soma, so if you're into those, please subscribe, and bye!